I ain't gonna lie to you. At the time you're watching this, I've already done 3 videos. This might not have been a good idea. After I've been drinking rum and cokes all night. Not because I'm lit. Why is that hair doing that? Yeah. Not because I'm lit. I'm full. Lord. So we did this one. On to the next one. Next video. Jim Beam Winter Reserve. I like it. I know in the past, whenever we did review videos, I guess it would review videos, I always typically would do my review on a fresh crack, but there's been stuff that I've bought in between the time that I haven't been doing videos because the whole Grimm thing. And I honestly had like a time period where I even debated on continuing the channel. So that's where this stuff comes from. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. I'm still kind of debating. Because there's no real point. I honestly just do it because it's fun to me. That's about it. I mean, I think I got like 200 subscribers on here. Whiskey on my finger. Wasn't a booger, I promise. Like I got like 200 and something subscribers on here. But like, I don't know. Like I do it for you guys, but like, even with the amount of subscribers I have, it's not like they're, we're super. You know what I mean? Like, it's different when you've got like 200 subscribers that are, what is it called? Like when you actually interact and stuff. I could upload a video and it could be 6 months to a year before anybody likes it or comments. If that makes sense. But yeah, like I said, kind of also just doing it to keep my mind off things. But I don't know what that was. But I bought this one about a month ago from Anniversary. I heard a lot about this one on Bourbon TikTok, I believe, somewhere on there. I wasn't going to get this bottle. I was going to either get Cooper's Craft 100, Elijah Craig small batch, or something like that. Ezra Brooks 99, a couple other ones that I was actually looking for. And then my store, of all places, actually had this. I didn't expect to see it. This was like something I wanted to get, but it wasn't like I have to get. Like I didn't go there to get it, but I knew like in my mind I wanted it eventually. And like I said, I looked at all the other stuff. They had it. But then I seen this, and then I started thinking, because, the wife went, so she was rushing me. And it just kind of dawned on me. For the price of this, and the fact that this is probably going to be limited edition, this time of year only. So if I didn't buy it then, I probably wouldn't even be able to get it. And I was just thinking, well, everything else is more readily available all year. This is seasonal. I'll get this. Plus, I've been looking for a good fall bourbon. I know it says Winter Reserve, but I mean, you can look at the notes on the bottle. It's fall. It says notes of vanilla, cinnamon, and then I think up here, vanilla, a hint of clove, and cinnamon. To me, that screams fall. I mean, even the label looks very fall-like. Not very wintry, but But yeah, I was just thinking, get it now or risk not being able to get it at all. Like I said, I've been looking for like a seasonal bourbon. I mean, I know I drink most of my bourbons all year, depending. I stick toward 80 to 86 during the summer, and then higher proof stuff in the winter. Um, just because we don't have heat and air in the house. So if I'm outside, it's hot in the summer. If I'm inside, it's hot in the summer. If I'm inside in the winter, it's cold. If I'm outside in the winter, it's cold. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but I got some fall beer when me and Grim went to Beer, Bourbon, and Barbecue this year at Frugal McDougal's. I think it was a Headless Horseman or something. It's kind of funny. We went at the beginning of the year, and they had it left over from the year before. And I was like, well, that's cool. And then we did the review, or I did the review, and I really enjoyed it. And I saved it for fall because it's a fall beer. But this is kind of like the bourbon version of that, with the cinnamon, vanilla, and clove. I'll be perfectly honest, it's very similar to this, just less oak, more cinnamon. Don't really ever get any clove. The only time I ever get any clove is if I like chug it or if I drink it wrong. And you know what I'm talking about. If you drink bourbon wrong and you swallow and then it comes back through your nostrils and burns. Yeah, if you do that, then I might get some of the clove. I know I ain't tasted it yet, but I've tasted it. But yeah, it's a great fall bourbon or winter, I guess. 86 proof, so it's still like the other one. It's still on that beginner, but also good for somebody in your life that also just likes bourbon. If you want to get them a cheap bottle for Christmas or something. I wish they'd have done it in like Adirondack barrels or whatever the hell they're called. The barrels that people finish some bourbons in or whiskeys, they give it that cinnamon flavor. I can't remember what the hell it's called, but I think they should have done that. I think this is a 6-year. Yeah, 6-year age statement, and it's finished in new toasted white oak barrels. Cheers. So very similar to the double oak. The initial swallow is very watery, but on the back end, there's like a hint of a spice from the 86 instead of it being 80. That just gives you a little bit of in the back to let you know that it's a bourbon. But yeah, it's good. If you're new, I think it's super approachable, and if you're an everyday bourbon drinker, it's definitely worth the buy. I already made a video when I fresh cracked this on our TikTok. If you don't already follow us there, I completely forgot what I was saying. Huh. But yeah, you get the vanilla, you get the cinnamon. I will say this, that it does hit you, or at least me, it hits me differently every time I drink it. Like, I remember the first time I drank it when I first cracked it, all I got was mostly cinnamon and some vanilla. When you look up other people's reviews on this, all they get is vanilla caramel and like a little bit of cinnamon and no clove. And I thought it was kind of weird because I'm like, all I got was cinnamon. Like, what are y'all smoking? So I went back, drank it in my rocks glass. Neat. And all I got was vanilla and a little cinnamon. And now that I'm drinking it again, I don't know if it's because I'm in a Glencairn or what, because I had it in the Glen the first time. It smells good. It's dripping off the glass. But now that I'm drinking it again, I'm getting mostly cinnamon, and I don't know. I mean, it's very good. $25 range. Like I said, if it's one of those ones that I would get just for the fact that it's once a year. It's not amazing, but since it is limited edition once a year kind of thing, it's worth the buy. Because it's different enough. Like, it's not Jim Beam Black, it's not Jim Beam Double Oak. It's you can tell it's Jim Beam, but it's different. It's Jim Beam, but with the cinnamon and vanilla turned up, and it's very fall winter. But like I said, knowing that this is only going to be on the shelf, I'm guessing maybe for another month, and then you won't see it again for another year, maybe, because I don't even know if it's going to be a yearly release. It might just be, released now and then that's it. I mean, it's not like a Voodoo Mountain Dew. We don't know if this is a yearly thing. It's just this year of all years. So, I definitely think for $25, considering what else you can buy out there for $25 and considering everything else that you might want, you could probably get any time, unless you find a Pappy for MSRP, but that's besides the point. If you go to the ABC store and you're bored and you want to buy something and you've got $25 that you can blow, get it. I will say this, for it being Jim Beam, I don't get a ton. Let me double check, because I don't want to lie to you. Okay, never mind. No. Yeah, I don't get a ton of the Jim Beam peanuts. It's there, but it's not as strong as these two. It's there, but in this, it's covered up by the cinnamon and the oak. But it's good. Like I said, it's a good cheap bottle to also get somebody for Christmas. If you've got a bourbon drinker in your family and you can't spend a lot, it's $25. Pretty bottle too. It's one of the things I like about Jim Beam too. Yeah, it's a screw cap, but I mean, they take the time to make their own bottles. It even has their name like embossed, like raised letters. It's cool. So many other people, excuse me, $20 to $25 bottles just get basic everyday shapes from some company and put their crap in it. Nah, Jim Beam makes custom bottles for their stuff. Unless you get this and then it's just Jim Beam. But yeah, 86 proof, aged 6 years. Yeah. I don't know if I can rank these since it's the end of the video. This is going to be last, of course. Not because it sucks, but it's basic. I almost want to say these two are tied, because they're both really good, but they're also both really different. I'll say this. Last, not because it's bad, just because it's basic. And then these two are tied, but if it's all year, this one. Like readily available daily drinker, this one. If it's this time of year, this one. The only reason I say that is because this would be the daily, but I can't find it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that after December I'll be able to buy this anymore. I'm pretty sure January and February this isn't still going to be readily available. Unless they still got a ton out. But I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's going to become something like this where it's out all year. It kind of makes no sense for them to have that out in February. This all year, all every day. That it's like what 2-3 months a year. So yeah. Plus, it's kind of like the Voodoo Mountain Dews. Like, they're really, really good, but they're only out for like a month or two a year, and I wait so long to get my hands on them. That I drink so much of them during like October that I couldn't see drinking them all year, if that makes sense. If I drank them all year, I'd probably be sick of them, and then I'd be like, yeah, I'm good. But since I wait all year to finally get a new flavor, then it's like, okay, I'm enjoying this. So it's kind of the same thing. Like, this would be a good all-day, everyday drinker, because I can find it. Sorry, dog's going crazy and shaking my cabinet. But yeah, this is a good all-day, everyday drinker because it's readily available, $25. This is a definitely good everyday drinker, but it's not the number one because you can't find it readily available all year. I'm hoping there's a theory amongst the bourbon TikTok community that they're going to come out. It's kind of going to be like the bourbon version of the Voodoo, that they may come out with this every year, but it might be a different variation. That's what they're saying, but that's not coming from Jim Beam. That's coming from the bourbon community. It's more or less, I guess, what they hope will happen. We'll see. But I think that'd be pretty cool because don't get me wrong, this is good. The flavor profile is good. But I feel like they could do better. But at the same time, what? You know what I mean? Like, vanilla and cinnamon and clove is what I would realistically want. I forget his name. Kentucky something podcast, I think, is his TikTok name. He said that what he wished they would do is have a little bit of nutmeg in this. I know you can't just throw some nutmeg in it, but if it had a little hint of nutmeg, that would be fantastic. And I agree. But yeah, they're hoping that it kind of ends up being like the bourbon version of Voodoo. They're hoping that maybe they'll come out with a new flavor profile every year. So it'll be every year release winter reserve, but the flavor profile will be different. Be cool. Either way, even if it's just this, still fantastic for 3 months out of the year. Like I said, you got to wait a year to get it. It might be available for 3 months. For those 3 months, drink the crap out of it. Rest of the year, this. And, of course, buy this. I'm full. On to the next video. Peace out, Los Angeles.